Hello everyone, welcome to my videos. Myself Ashwin Nayak. From today, let us start that in the nine social science. In the history part, the third chapter name is religious promoters and social reformers. So in this class, today let us we start now in the history third chapter, religious promoters and social reformers. Okay. In this chapter, we have to learn in the main objectives to the lesson. At that first point is the Indian religious reformers and their philosophy and teaching. The life and teaching of Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya and Basveshwara. And the third point, the principle of Dvaita, Advaita and Vishishtadvaita. So these are all points to including we have to study it in this chapter. And then the period between the 18th and 13th century is very important in the social cultural the history of India during the same period Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya and then Ramanujacharya who are the founder of three Vedic religions were living in India. Dvaita, Advaita, and Vishishtadvaita, the three major philosophies, also came into the existence. The Basavana, so Basaveshwara of Kalyana declared the social revolution against the caste and gender based discrimination. In order to achieve this, the ideal situations, the three Acharyas and Basveshwara preached all the people to surrender to that God, irrespective of caste, creed, and richness. They reviewed the society through the Bhakti Marga at that movement. So these are all were the religious promoter and then social reformer to how to take on the control to that society and what were the teachings of these reformers and then so what did he spread about that society. So these are all informations we have to study it in this concept. So at that first of all the Basveshwara, Basvana, Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya and then Ramanujacharya. ಸೊ ಇವರು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯ. Look at that image. Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya was born in the village Kaladi in Kerala in a Nambudari Brahman family. His father was Shivaguru and his mother Aryama. Look at that picture. So Shankaracharya was very intelligent at the childhood days. At the age of 7, he had mastered all the scriptures. He learned Vedas and Puranas from his teacher Govinda Bhagavad Pada. So what was the Shankaracharya teacher's name? Govinda Bhagavad Pada. Look at that image. The Shankaracharya and others his friends he has to learn about that his master Govinda Bhagavad Pada from the Vedas and then Puranas. Shankaracharya studied the Upanishad, Shankaracharya studied the Upanishad, Brahma Stostra in depth and propagated the Advaita philosophies. So, according to this, the Brahma is the absolute truth. The rest of the world is a false. The soul is one of the Brahma, and the life is not a separate from the Brahma. The words Maya, they are also the people are ignored. They are not aware of this illusionary nature of the world. So they are also the aware that Brahma is only the truth. We should not go there the path of knowledge and realize the nature of this world. So ultimately we should the merge our Atma with the absolutely the truth of Brahman. Then we can the attain the moksha is to that he has to teachings to that Shankaracharyas. And then in this manner the Shankaracharya taught the path of this knowledge. So it is also one of the teachings of this Shankaracharyas. The human souls has no separates existence and expressed his facts in this Aham Brahmasmi. He declared the Brahma is the truth. It has no qualities, no futures, and then no shapes. It is to the meaning of Nirguna, Nirakara, Nirvikara. So these are all were the including on this the teachings of this Shankaracharyas. And then look at that. So, what were the works of Shankaracharya? Okay, look at that. So, what are the works of Shankaracharya? There are Shankarabhyasa, Anandalahari, Saundaryalahari, Shivanandalahari, Viveka Chudamani, Prabhuda Sudhakara, and Dakshinamurti Strotra, and his the popular hymns Bhaja Govindam. In these words are famous to that the popular works of Shankaracharya. And then the Shankaracharya traveled from Kanyakumari to Kashmir on foot and propagated his Advaita philosophy. So Shankaracharya he has to spread about that Advaita philosophy in his teachings to the society. In order to spread the message to his philosophy, he established preta, pitas or institutions in all the four direction. Sorry, he established the pita or institution, pitas in all the four directions to the entire India. The Shankaracharya gives the Indian thinking a new direction and that the inspiration. So what are the main four inspiration and then directions to the Shankaracharyas? Okay, look at that. The Pitas established by Shankaracharya in the all over India. And that first one, the Badri, it is to the in the north, the Jyotirpeta in the Uttarakhand, and the next one Dwaraka in the western side, Dwaraka, Kalika Peta, and the Puri in the eastern side to the Odisha, and then Sringeri, it is the southern side, southeastern side. The Sringeri, it is in Karnataka, Sringeri in Sharada Peta, and then Kanchi, it is in Tamil Nadu, Kamakoti Pita. So these are all spread about that in the five pitas in this the entire India's. And then so one of the Sringeri Sharada Pita. It is two very popular pitas in this Karnataka. So it is we have to know that one specialized to that Shankara Pita. ಸೊ ಅದು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಸಿಲಿನ ತಾಪಕ್ಕೆ ನದಿಯ ತೀರದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಮರಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಪ್ಪೆ ಬಳಲ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ತೀರದಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ನದಿಯ ತೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಹಾವು ಆ ಬಿಸಿಲಿನ ತಾಪಕ್ಕೆ ಬಳಲಿ ಬೆಂಡಾಗಿ ದಾಹದಿಂದ ಒದ್ದಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಕಪ್ಪೆಗೆ ಈ ಹಾವು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೆಡೆಯನ್ನು ಬಿಚ್ಚಿ ನೆರಳನ್ನು ನೀಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಪೋಷಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಹಾವುಗಳು ಕಪ್ಪೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಗುಳುಂ ಸ್ವಾಹ ನುಂಗಾಕ್ಬಿಡೋದು ಸಹಜ. ಆದರೆ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ವಿಷಕಾರಿಯಾದಂಥ ಹಾವು ಕೂಡ ಆ ಕಪ್ಪೆಯನ್ನು ತಿನ್ನದೆ ಬಿಸಿಲಿನ ತಾಪದಿಂದ ತನ್ನ ಹೆಡೆಯನ್ನು ಅಗಲಿಸಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೆರಳನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲಾರಿಟಿ ಟು ದಟ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೃಂಗೇರಿ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ದ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇರ್ತಂತಹ ಮೈನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು. ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್, so how did Shankaracharya has to lead the childhood days? What are the teachings of Shankaracharyas? And then what did Shankaracharya propagated to the philosophy Advaita? And then what was the works of Shankaracharya? And then the and other than the Pitas established by the Shankaracharya. So these are all what we have to learn in the class today. And the next we have to take under the another one philosopher, social philosopher, and then religious promoter Madhvacharya. So Madhvacharya was born in Sri Perambaduru near to Chennai. Keshava Somayaji was his father and Kantimati was his mother. He studied Veda and Upanishad at Yadava Prakash in Kanchi, the famous learning center in the South India. And then he went to Sri Rangam and became the head of this Mata. The Cholas ruler was a Shaivati, started the preceding to the Ramanujacharya. He was invented by the Bittideva, the Hoysala, the king of Karnataka. It is said that the later Vishnuvardhana, it is said that the later Bittideva accepted the Vaishnava tradition and became the Vishnuvardhana. Ramanujacharya went to Melukote and built Cheluvanarayana temple. Okay, once again remember that the Ramanujacharya went to Melukote and then to build the Cheluvanarayana temple at that Melukote. So Ramanujacharya had been interested to show that the path of the salvations to the common people. And then his philosophy is called Vishishtadvaita. So according to his philosophy, the life or jiva and the prakriti to the nature are under the control to that Brahma. And then what about the Madhva Ramanujacharya says to that the life and nature are controlled to that Brahmas. And then both Atma and Paramatma too cannot become the simultaneously to that. And then he said the word is expressed through the manufactures of this Brahma, and the word is a reality. And then the in order to so Ramanujacharya's teachings, he said that the word is expressed manufactured of Brahma, and the word is reality. So, in order to achieve that, the mukti, the bhakti, and the prati are the main important. It is to complete surrender to that God. So, and then Ramanujacharya criticized the caste system and then preached the teachings to the all. He taught them to stay away from desire and surrender themselves to the will of God without the complete the devotions. So like that he advocated that the bhakti path and the moksha is all very related to that the human. And to that, the Ramanujacharyas studied the many religious texts and then wrote many books like that. So, what are the Ramanujacharyas? Studied many religious texts and then the wrote many books are Vedanta Sangraha, Vedanta Sara, Vedanta Deepik, and Sri Basya. So these are all the Ramanujacharya write on the religious text. And then he gave more importance and prominence to the bhakti path in this important book, Gita Bhashya. And to the Ramanujacharya as a Saint Ramananda and Rai Das of the South Indian were the greatly influenced by the Ramanujacharya's philosophies. And then similarly, the Arvindu and the Tuluva dynasties of this Vijayanagara kingdom were the followers of these philosophies to the Vishishta Dvaita philosophy. Okay, once again, the Shankaracharya's philosophy is called as Vishishta Dvaita. And to that, the famous matas by Sri Vaishnavas in this South Indians. So, what are the famous matas of this constructed by this Ramanujacharyas to Sri Vaishnava in the South Indians? Yati Raja Mata, it is to the Melukote and the Sri Perambadur, and then Parakala Mata, it is to be in that Mysore. Ahobala Mata, it is to the Ahobala in the Gunturu, Andhra Pradesh. Anandavana Mata, it is to Sri Rangam. Vamaimalai Mata, it is to the Suchida Suchindram. So Vamaimalai Mata, it is to the Suchindram. So these are all were Sri Vaishnavas matas in the South Indian part. So in this today class, we have to learn about that, or we have to study the two religious reformer and then the two social reformers. So one of that Shankaracharya and then Madhvacharyas to life to studying in the the life and teachings of the Shankaracharya and then Ramanujacharyas. And then he spread about the philosophy of this of Ramanujacharya, Vishishtadvaita, and then Shankaracharya. He has to spread that Shankaracharya spread that the Advaita philosophy. Okay, in my next class, I will teach the Madhvacharya and then Basaveshwara to given the lot of information in my next class. Thank you for watching these videos.